we know how much the Lord loves the church. He's the head of the church, and He died for the church. And we know that that's what He is establishing, and He is asking ECM, or giving ECM, the opportunity to establish new church plants in areas where the gospel has not been established before. And this is true since the last biennial conference. We have begun 3 new church plants, one in Stourbridge in England, and that is going well, and then in Alcalá la Real in Spain, and also in Coimbra and in Lisbon in Portugal. I know you'll be very interested to hear the stories from our brothers as they tell what God is doing in these areas.
In 2009, we started working in England as ECM, European Christian Mission. But in May 2010, we started discussing collaborative arrangement with CPI Church Planting Initiative, and we concluded to embark on a church plant, a Lakeside Church in Briar Hill, and our target is to reach unchurched people. I'll tell you the statistics of the area. This area has 4,631 people, and it is in the 20% most deprived area in England, and 47, may surprise you, of the population have no academic qualification. And another thing that may surprise you is over 60% are economically inactive. And obviously many are unchurched, they don't really go to church. But I will tell you a story of what God did recently, just one of the many things the Lord has been doing. I'll tell you a story of a lady called Lisa. Lisa had 3 children, was depressed, had a serious mental issues, obviously wasn't a Christian. Someone invited her to the church and she just came. After some time, she made commitment to follow Christ, and her life was transformed in a very wonderful way that the carers, the social services that took her children away noticed the difference. Her parents, her father in particular, noticed the difference. And because her life just changed. Not only that God transformed her life, also God really healed her completely. And just in August 2011, she submitted herself to water baptism. This is one of the things the Lord is doing.
And of course, there's always the question, whereabouts do you go after you've had a successful church plant? We have a situation down in the south of Córdoba in Cabra, where there is a flourishing church which has been established over the course of something like 30 years. But now, the missionary, Abel, and his wife, Rafi, are thinking whereabouts they go next. Just happens that Rafi's mum, who needs help, is living in one of the places, 20,000 people, about 40 minutes drive away from Cabra. They have no evangelical church whatsoever. Could this be God's leading? That they go in order to help out with Rafi's mum and also establish in a close location to where they've already worked, something that they can be doing together, working together with the church where they've been established as pastors. Could they go to Alcalá la Real in a different province and start a new evangelical church? This is a question which we have to answer.
David is a young guy in his 20s who's doing a PhD in Coimbra University in Portugal. David's from Italy, and he went to Portugal some years ago on the Erasmus program, student exchange program. During his time in Portugal, 2 things happened. One, he met a beautiful young Portuguese girl, Arlette Cruz, and they're now married and part of our church plant in Park of the Nations in Lisbon. The other thing, he also met Christ and is now a wonderful young Christian man. Coimbra, the city where he's studying currently, is one of the oldest university cities in Europe, a bit like the Oxford and Cambridge of Portugal. It has a student population of about 30,000, which would, during term time, mean that 1 in every 5 people in Coimbra is a full-time student. And 15% of those students, roughly, are internationals from all across Europe. In February of last year, Matt and Louise George, ECMers, who had been working in Lisbon with GBU, the student work in Lisbon, in Portugal, have moved to Coimbra to continue to work with GBU, but we hope and we're praying that they will be part of a future church planting team as well, as they're connecting with local churches in the city. And the vision is to see, together in partnership with one or more of the local churches, to see a relevant, contemporary, student-focused church planting ministry that would really reach out and extend the outreach to the student body of the city.